Good morning, and welcome to Truth and Transparency. This episode won't be long, roughly 50 minutes in length. I will give all my live chatters a chance to get in and notifications to click on. If you have not seen Dirty Hands Part 1 and Dirty Hands Part 2, I suggest that you head on over to see those two episodes before seeing this episode. Again, good morning, and welcome to Truth and Transparency. If you have not seen episodes 1 and 2 of Dirty Hands, I recommend that you see that episode before you see this episode. Again, for all of our live chatters, I ask that you guys be classy, be kind in chat love. Today's Dirty Hands Part 3 is the playing of a ex parte hearing after Kraft and Burns said he could not get a restraining order against me because of Jersey law. Nina narrates, who's an ex-lawyer, plotted with this YouTuber and prepped her, and she went to the courthouse. I was not present, as ex parte hearings, only one, the petitioner, is present. Again, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Truth and Transparency. Those of you guys that normally like to enjoy Kraft and Kim's morning show, they were having some weather problems, and I thought, why not? Again, this is Dirty Hands Part 3. If you have not seen Dirty Hands Part 1 and Part 2, I recommend that you see those before seeing this episode. We're going to let the live feed and notifications kick in, and then this broadcast will begin at the 5-minute mark. Again, good morning to everybody that's in chat. Hello to all my mods, members, subscribers. Again, after Kraft and Burns said he could not get a restraining order against me because of Jersey law. I was never a girlfriend, never intimate, nothing like that. Nina, an ex-lawyer, plotted with this YouTuber and prepped her, and she went to the courthouse. What you guys will hear is the audio of that. And this audio will begin in about 1.5 minutes. Special shout outs to Dom's mom, Mod Squad. Restraining orders are not used to silence people. In fact, I urge you all to listen to exactly what this magistrate has to say about restraining orders and why they are issued, and why they are not issued. All right, I'm going to go ahead and begin. Again, thank you guys all for being here, and please be kind in chat.
And Lana Oriani. Come on up to the podium, ma'am. All right, what is your name? Under the penalty of perjury, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. All right, Ms. Protection against Lana Oriani, is that correct? Yes, Your Honor. All right, I have my clerk, Ms. Huddle, hand you the stalking statute for Colorado. Because anyone that watches enough television has a big idea what stalking is, but it has a very legal definition. So, I'm going to ask you to do some lawyering today, and that is to apply a statute to a specific fact pattern, namely your fact pattern. I read your application, and go ahead and look at me, Ms. Voss. I'm gonna go off the record and let you read this statute. Oh, okay. But that's what I want from you, because I see some serious allegations, but I want you, and we don't give you much room to write. So I want your testimony that I'm about to take from you. I want you to read the first section, and we have 3 different versions of stalking. And so I'm not even asking that you choose a particular one. Maybe your situation applies to more than one. But I want you to read through the statute and take some time, even take notes if you need to, and then tell me about your situation based on the stalking statute, okay? All right, so go ahead. Sit down, make yourself comfortable. If you need the desk, use the desk. We have plenty to do. We'll just be, we're going to pass this back until you have to read through them. Okay. 22 C7 with Ms. Washington. Come on up to the podium. Like I said, you're still under oath, so you have asked for a protection order against Ms. Oriani. Am I pronouncing her name right? I guess it's Lana Oriani. Okay, so it is Lana. To prevent stalking. And before we went off the record, I thought it was important because stalking has a in Colorado, and I wanted you to see the elements of stalking in the 3 different subsections, and then be able to tailor your testimony to an argument to tell me why the subsections. Because some of the things you mentioned in here are things that maybe an investigative reporter would, they would look into a person's background. They might contact friends, everything. So, with that, I'm going to just hear from you. Okay, go ahead and tell me why you think you need an order of protection. Thank you, Your Honor. I also want the court to your name also tell me it's a Chinese subject, so you can actually see some of the judge, the evaluation is, and she puts it out there and then removes the response. She doesn't even have that on PSC. And I saw them, I'm trying to catch them as they're coming out. She removes immediately. Okay, what? Sorry, who is she to you? How did you first meet her? Okay, I went as a stranger's name. I have never met her. Not in real life. Okay. I'm John. I'm going to get it on the head. I started investigating for $120,000 so far. Okay, go ahead. Yes. I have a channel that's a public channel on YouTube. It covers true crime. How would I get to it? You just have to go to YouTube, and it's called Unmasked. You will just subscribe to my channel. Does it cost money? No, it's free. I do have a members only on a site called Patreon. But no, this is just a public channel called Unmasked. And how do you get money? How do you make a living doing that? All of the videos, once you get to a certain level, you can get advertisers on the videos. So every time someone watches one of them, you get some ad revenue from the videos. Oh, okay. And I also have the membership program as well that you have to pay a small price for monthly to see other content. Okay. It gives me a big idea of what this is. Go ahead. So, I don't know how I'm trying to explain this as succinctly as I can. I covered the Chris Watts case from the beginning, and during the course of covering it, a lot of times we actually do meet the family members or come in contact or discussions with the actual family members of these crimes. I did meet some members of the family, and they approached me and started speaking to me online. They're the House family. I didn't know who Lana was. Apparently, she is friends with the Watts, and I was not aware of that. I didn't know until recently when she said it on her video that she had started collecting intel on me a year ago, looking at my family members, and she had even put, Who? Well, go back to, you said she said this. Yes. She said this. Yes. In an email, she said this on a public video. Okay. I have part of it on. Okay. How does she have her own YouTube channel? That's newer. Very new, actually. I would say would be maybe a year old, 6 months to a year, called Truth and Transparency. And she is the creator of that. It has 3,000 subs. So, and that does come into play, the difference of the size of channels because of how what happened and led up to this. Okay. Like I said, I wasn't fully aware of her. I had heard little whisperings that she was kind of angry with me a year ago. But when you say little whisperings, you don't mean actual whisperings. So tell me how you heard. As through the social media grapevine, as best I could explain it through different social media platforms. She had made some posts tagging me, trying to get my attention, and I ignored them. Because that happens a lot when you have a channel. People try to get your attention, they tag you. You're always notified, and I just ignored her. See, all of this is why I'm not on social media. It's, yes. Well, and judges aren't supposed to be. So, okay. Continue. So she was trying to get my attention apparently last December of 2020, and I am so busy and I'm an ADD person anyway, I didn't notice. And I just ignored it. And I noticed that I just ignored it. It wasn't that big of a deal to me because it happens all the time. And that was pretty much it. And then as it came to be last spring, she started sending messages to me towards my ex-employee, which has become an issue that's where I'll get about it. And my ex-employee kept pushing me to talk to her, and I wouldn't because Lana has made videos mocking the Watch children's death. That is nothing I want a part of. That's public information, by the way. Those videos are out there online publicly. And we're victims advocates, which is why I wanted nothing to do with her. Are you on good terms with this ex-employee? No. And that is where she is getting most of this information. Okay, well, let me stop you there. There's nothing about these protection orders that prevents information gathering.
Did you guys hear that? There's nothing about these protection orders that prevents you from information gathering, number one.
Yes, okay. Yes, Your Honor. And I do understand that, and I respect that. It's the problem with the escalation and the things that she has said publicly on video towards me and coming to Denver. February of last year, she and a couple other people that are advocates for the Watts, they do not believe Chris Watts is guilty, came to Denver to film some kind of movie.
I went to Denver to obtain Jane Fisher Brylason to rep the 35C. Again, this is under oath. This is what's being said under oath.
They acknowledge, and we have other witnesses saying this is true, that they had my address at that time, and they discussed coming to my home to confront me. Luckily for me, I had no idea this was going on. They didn't, because they decided they didn't have time to get the video done and come to my home and confront me.
She is saying under oath that we didn't have time to get our movie done and go to her home. Wait, what? What movie? Where's my paycheck from this movie that I did? Where's the red carpet that I went to and was with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? Where's my paycheck from this movie? Where is my movie deal? Like, how much did I get paid to do this movie? No. Again, under oath.
There's documented on video and in a message that I have. How do you believe that that's illegal? I don't believe that that's illegal. The problem is, and maybe you will see in this USB, I'm not qualified to diagnose anyone, but the behavior online is not, in my opinion, she doesn't come across as mentally stable, and she does not come across as not being on substances. Having lunch for 10 hours straight and saying that she's been up for 2 days straight. And what I've been told, and just the demeanor, you can see yourself.
Hearsay. All of this is hearsay. What? What is going on? Think about this. If you have no idea what you're like, if you're not watching YouTube every single day, you would have no idea what this woman is talking about. I don't even know, and I know what's going on.
And that is the reputation throughout the community. People are afraid of her. She is seen as a predatory type of person. She's had multiple patterns of harassment on other creators. She's sent things to their home just to intimidate them, to let them know where she lives. It's a pattern of behavior. Okay, well, but harassment isn't on here. Okay, so let me have you tell me, under the stalking statute, 18-602, we have subsection 1 and then A, B, and C. What do you think applies to you? And why? The ones I had down were B, makes credible threat to another person in connection with the threat, makes any form of communication with that person. Okay. Tell me how. She has said that she is coming to Denver again, that she is going to destroy my life and business. She has said she's going to bury me, which, yes, I realize is subject to interpretation. She could easily come in here and say, oh, I meant with work, or I meant with, and because she isn't stupid. Okay, well, let's look at what a credible threat means. It means a threat, physical action, or repeated conduct that would cause a reasonable person to be in fear for the person's safety or the safety of his or her immediate family, or somebody who the person has had a continuing relationship. So you're saying burying you would be the threat? Burying me, yes. And just the sheer amount of videos, I'm talking over 60 hours recently of her.
60 hours of video? Then why are there only 3-second clips of stuff if there's 60 hours worth?
Raging, and it's escalating. It's every day is escalating. It is, even she spent her Christmas Day going on, hours of lives about how much it is.
She is saying here that I was live on Christmas Day for hours. That is factually incorrect and a complete lie. I wasn't live on Christmas Day. I was with my family.
Despises me because of an opinion on Chris Fox. And then it became because I wouldn't publicly back her, and she wanted that for her channel. I want no association with that. So I blocked her on December 21st to try to.
That is, again, factually incorrect. It can be proven with the data from our phone, from my Facebook, if it was subpoenaed. I blocked her in January. Hence, that's why she was asking Kraft and Barnes how to delete a whole chat. Again, you'd have to see Dirty Hands Part 1 and Dirty Hands Part 2.
Distance myself that way, and that is when everything exploded, the day that I blocked. Then it became unwell, then I'm coming to Denver, and it became this every day. You're going to get to see that USB. Yes. Normally I save these for the actual hearing, but let's just take a look. There's no longer claiming that Vanessa, while she was in charge of Unmasked, did not know what was going on.
This is when she is playing this thumb drive. And there's just all these clips from all over.
Vanessa, how embarrassing. I'm going to show you something, Vanessa. Because I saved the best. This is for the Grim Truther. You can thank her for this episode. You want to kick up the lies, I'll kick up the truth. Do you want to talk about, tell me this, Vanessa, you want to talk about some of this so gross? I'm gonna give you the secret. How embarrassing for you. The stuff that he has claimed. I mean, do you want me to go on? Vanessa, it's bad. But you know what? There's evidence of it. There's medical evidence of things. I'll leave it like that. So you might want to tell Graham, your buddy, your girl, that this video was all because of what she has done during her holiday. Let me go ahead and show you this. I don't really care who backs me or who doesn't, but no one's gonna lie. You know what? I'm gonna out you. You don't underestimate me. You guys, people think this is a game. Crescent Barnes thinks this is a game. Kim thinks this is a game. They, once again, were talking about my son last night. Crescent, you, my schizophrenic. Okay, I have the whole medical file. I know everything about you, Crescent. And it's going to be biblical on what I expose on everything that you did. How about this, Vanessa? You saw the trailer that I did. And something that I put in that trailer that is money now to this day is Andrew Power sent me a picture of Vanessa's husband. And what did I do? I put Vanessa's husband, that picture, in my trailer. In my Shazam Living trailer. Now, everybody's watched this, supposedly. Okay? Wouldn't you, if you were Vanessa, nobody's going to know who her husband is, except for Vanessa. If you watch this trailer, it's 2 minutes long, I'm going to play it, and you see a picture of your husband, wouldn't you say, oh, wouldn't you call up your business partner, supposedly who's Teresa, or your right hand, call Teresa and say, holy shit, what is this trailer? Did you see the part at 1 minute and 19 seconds? What? No. That's Sean. Oh, wait, that's right. She said they didn't know what Sean looked like. Nobody knew. But Andrew Powers did. Andrew Powers gave me that shit in 2020 of November, December. And gave me this story.
This is where I'm doing a live, connecting all the dots and showing just how screwed up all these people are. And gave all this information to Vanessa in August of 2021, and then again on a December 1st phone call of 2021.
This narrative of Vanessa. And I'm like, paying attention to it. Talking about these people, that's not how I operate. I do my thing, and I don't care what people do. So they start messing with me online. So I go ahead and I put a picture of Sean in this trailer. And I thought to myself, and I had an aha moment. Vanessa never went to anybody, not even the FBI. Nobody, and never said a word about the fact that her husband's picture was in the trailer. But Vanessa is going to lose her channel with this. Can I talk to you about me?
Right here, they're all spliced up. These are all spliced now. This isn't one after another. Like, this isn't how I was talking in that episode. This is all cut up.
No. In fact, that he said that Teresa talked to you and that you could be trusted.
That's not even me. That's Stephanie right there. That's Stephanie.
Yeah, because he was always this stunning. The gentleman at the desk was just so kind. And he was very attentive to my needs.
Now, this is me after I went to, what do you call it? In Ohio to Discount Tires to, substantiate what somebody told me. Like, I'd actually check to see stuff. I don't just go with whatever someone says. Again, nothing to do with her. I'm going to Discount Tire. How does that have anything to do with her?
He simply said, what's the name? And I supplied it. I supplied my husband's name. So lives and lasts all for the stuff. I didn't have to offer any news, and he supplied me with his invoice and supplied me with the work order and a contact number for Keith M. Now, he said, "Well, yeah, it's right here. Oh, there it is. That's it. Let me take a good look there." Let's get our hands on some actual proof. You know, I am a truth seeker. And I said, "Well, I'm going on this morning. Let me just fly over to Discount Tire and see if my cheating husband purchased some tires for one of his lads." Oh my God, my grandma, you are here for me, girl. We are undercover. That's what I was going to go inside the tire. Like, run her over. Yes. Can you authenticate to see if my husband purchased some tires for some girl?
Like, what? This is being played in a Exparte.
Well, yeah, this is what it was, the dates. So, this is how I put it. So, last name, and then he ordered them online. So, we had an order, and then she just get it filled on November 2nd. So, but yeah. So, it was under the whole back. So, how we got it. It was in the Toledo one too. 2 at 5, 1 at 6, 1 at 7. So I would recommend making at least 2. We need 4 tires. It looks like I had purchased back in 2019. I can't buy, but I can see everyone there. Okay, so it's a service. You want proof, Vanessa, you want proof. Well, how about your own fucking mod chat? How about, is that good enough for you? You want your own mod chat that you're a part of, that you see? You want that? Is that gonna help you out? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Yeah, that's a real store. Yeah, it was a good trip. That's what.
The Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I went to this place on December 29th. December 29th. Like, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Here's a gift for you. Like, here you go.
That's what was said. So this girl is online. I don't know. Can you pay for that? I don't know that. That for research. So. Oh, we're back. Oh, well, guys. That's how you perform, Melissa Jade. That's how you do it, sister. Oh, and the shit I just got. You know what else I just got? Oh, you got it. I just struck gold. Are you fucking? If you're going to say that Jamie is stealing Oxy from work, how damn dare you? That's some fucked up shit. If you're in the medical field and somebody accuses you of stealing something like that, do you understand that you will lose your job and your license? You will never work again. Does anyone understand that? You label me as a sexual predator. If I wanted to ever coach and teach again, and that shit was going around, do you understand that you're trying to ruin my fucking life? Fuck all of you. I will bury you. Alright, I think that's the end. Yes, you're right. There's one more fact that's probably important. should mention for the record. It's extremely important. During my coverage of the Chris Watts case, we came across what she's referencing at the end. Evidence, I guess you would say, that was something the FBI wanted from us, and we did provide it. And I did give a statement to them, and then I was contacted by the DEA about the evidence we received, and I gave a statement to them. I can mark it by the month that happened, that is when she became fixated on me, and she is close friends with Jamie Watts. I do believe this is retaliation over that, which she was referring to at that last clip. Just to give you context, which is as accusing Jamie of, I've given all the information, and my ex-employee told her that we went to the FBI.
Her ex-employee did not tell me that she went to the FBI. Vanessa told me in a December 1st recorded phone call that she told me on December 1st that's recorded. I didn't get anything from anybody. This is completely not true. And also, I think she's leaving out the fact that she illegally downloaded Anna's complete Google Drive when Anna gave her her password to go and check something. She did not give her permission to download her entire Google Drive. And these were, I guess, screenshots from tablet emails with Chris. I have no damn idea. Okay. But no. No employee or ex thereof gave me anything. This person told me on December 1st about the whole FBI allegedly, and that she took evidence to the FBI. But she's contradicting herself if she's saying that that's when I became fixated on her. I thought it was December of 2020. Now it's when the Oxy happened, which was in end of February, beginning of March. No, I was in Denver getting lawyers for Jane Fisher. I have no idea what that channel was doing or anybody that was affiliated with that channel. Okay. I didn't even know who these people were in terms of anything about them, nor did I care.
So that was supposed to be confidential, and now it's not. And I have tried to contact the agent recently that I talked to because of this fear that I had for coming forward in the first place. And I haven't heard back from him. But I 100% believe that this is because in half of those videos are, I don't know what she's talking about.
Well, see, that's just it, ma'am. I wasn't either.
Half of these videos, you don't know what I'm talking about, then how is this? Why would you bring this to a magistrate? Like, what? And the magistrate says that she doesn't even know what this is. So I just need to understand what the heck is going on here. If nobody knows what any of this is about, then I'm really confused.
Could you address subsection C of the statute?
Yes. Yes, as far as I'm looking at the right one. Well, that's the other thing. There's so much. She's repeatedly been like, I don't know that she's working intelligently through it, but just putting my husband's picture on there, I was like, wanting to me to hear about that. It lines up.
Listen to this.
Yes, as far as I'm looking at the right one. Well, that's the other thing. There's so much. she's repeatedly been like, I know that she's working intelligently driven, but just putting his, my husband's picture on our resume prior to me a year ago, that it lines up with when we went to the FBI, and I know that, and this is what she continues to talk about every day.
Right here under oath, she says that the picture that I put in a trailer lines up with when she went to the FBI. That is completely not true. 100% not true, and she knows it. She went to the FBI. I have no idea when, but that Oxy video was at the end of February of 2021. Andrea Powers gave me her husband's picture in November, I believe, of 2020.
And I guess she's upset I didn't notice it the first time.
What effect has this had on you?
I'm sorry.
What effect has her actions had on you?
Well, I haven't put out any content. I haven't been able to work. Just hearing her voice. Sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, this is really important. This is, what effect has this had on you? What effect has this had on you? That's what she asks. Haven't been able to put out any content, haven't been able to work. Really? Because all of January leading up to go and do this, I've showed in Dirty Hands 1 and Dirty Hands 2 that is not the case whatsoever. You're working diligently to orchestrate and plot and ask Kraft and Barnes to go and get a restraining order on me. And what?
Her voice.
She's crying here, fake crying.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I find by a preponderance of the evidence that 183602 subsection 1C seems to apply. I do find, based on the testimony that you've provided, as well as the examples of this YouTube channel, that she is repeatedly placing you under surveillance and making a form of communication. This is a form of communication, all of this on YouTube, because she's talking directly to you and wanting you to hear this. And that's a form of communication. And I do find that based on that communication, it would cause a reasonable person to suffer serious emotional distress and has caused you some serious emotional distress. So I think that that's probably the most applicable section based on the testimony that you have provided thus far.
Based on the testimony. Perfect. Based on the testimony. So if the testimony, your magistrate, is not true and not valid and isn't accurate and is actually fabricated, how would you feel then? Was there a preponderance of the evidence that you said you had no idea what it even was? But would that change your opinion?
So I do find that there's grounds to believe that there's an imminent risk for stalking. Now, you mentioned your daughter, and while adults have to seek their own order of protection, so your husband would need to come on in himself. You could place your daughter on that order of protection, but at the same time, it then does highlight your daughter and highlights her information. So I see that there's kind of a blackout area there, and I don't know whether you had started to write your name and then decided not to?
Yes, Your Honor, I wanted to put it down because I did have to show her a picture of what Lana looks like to ask her to please not come to the door because she said she was coming in the near future. And I didn't want my daughter to open the door, and I wanted to put her down, but then I remembered what they do. She'll just give her information, and it has been done before to people that are on the dark web or whatever. I don't want my daughter's full name and date of birth down.
That's fair.
She said that I put information out on the dark web before. What?
That's a choice for you to make. That's why I was throwing that out there. And does she have your address right now?
Yes, ma'am.
She does?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I have her address. Again, this is all sworn statement. This is all, you heard it in the beginning, under the penalty of perjury. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? Under the penalty of perjury.
And you're sure of that?
Yes, Your Honor, because the last time she said they were going to come over, they have everything, my address, my family members, everything.
So do you want your address put on this order of protection or no? It's not on there right now.
It can, and at this point, it wouldn't make a difference.
There's a lot going on that's way above my head. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I apologize, Your Honor, that it's confusing. The problem is it was so much to put down, I didn't know. But she was impersonating other people that work with me.
But this is just about you.
Yes.
And you need.
She is impersonating other people that work with me. Who works with you? Because then your sworn statement on March 7th was that nobody, especially Father Snuffles.
You understand too what this is going to do. This is an invitation to come back to Brookfield. In fact, it's a must come back to Brookfield. And this will be why things sometimes are easier and seem less real when you're doing them like that. Face to face.
That was a huge concern of mine, and actually what has kept me from coming before, because I'm actually, and I think, in my opinion, Your Honor, I think she would love to come here and be in the same room, and so I can't win either way. I just want to.
Okay. Well,
What? Be in the same.
I'm going to go ahead and have Ms. Huddle issue a temporary order as written. Right now, let's go ahead and just leave your address off. If she knows where, I mean, it's not going to make a difference if she knows where you live. But she's ordered to stay away from any place you would likely be found, and certainly your home is with those. So, I think it's kind of baked in the cake already. And she lives in Pennsylvania.
She is a resident of Ohio, but she is currently sworn in a home in Pennsylvania.
Under the penalty of perjury. She just is saying that I'm squatting in a home in Pennsylvania. She put down the address. And you guys saw it in 1 and 2. Go back and watch the Dirty Deeds, Dirty Hands or whatever. Nina is asking Kraft and Barnes to supply Sheldon Jeter Jr.'s mother's address to them. That's the address that they put down on this and then claimed that I was squatting and living there in PA.
and that is the current address as of yesterday. She's been with this woman for a while.
All right, well, we're going to set this in 2 weeks. That's the maximum amount of time. Actually, we're going to set it 13 days. So, I think it's kind of baked in the cake already. And she lives in Pennsylvania.
She is a resident of Ohio, but she is currently supporting in a home in Pennsylvania, and that is the current address as of yesterday. She's been with this woman for a while.
All right, well, we're going to set this in 2 weeks. That's the maximum amount of time. Actually, we're going to set it 13 days.
Oh, no, it'll be 14.
What?
For the 28th?
Is the 28th a Friday?
Mm-hmm.
No, we're going to set it on the 27th.
You don't want to do it on Friday?
No,
Okay.
no, we need to keep these TPOs on Thursday. Yeah. So we're going to set this on January 27th.
And then it'll be at.
They gave this address on purpose because John Paul has been trying to get Delsha evicted from public housing. And by putting this address down, it then made mail go to this woman's house, who her son just was convicted of first-degree murder. And I don't know if that would then make me look more like a criminal, that I'm hanging out with, murderers or something like that. But definitely what it did is it sent mail to this address that no, I do not reside and never resided and never squatted. And they all knew this. And it could potentially put Delsha's living in jeopardy. And they knew this. And that's why they did that. Because then why wasn't I served in Pennsylvania? Our sworn statement right here is that as of yesterday, this was my address. As of yesterday. Well, then why wasn't the Beaver County Sheriff's Department contacted? And why didn't the Beaver County Sheriff's Department come and serve me papers in Pennsylvania?
Okay? That's the statute only allows these temporary orders to be put in for 2 weeks at a time, and then they lose jurisdiction. But this order of protection will not be valid until she has personally served. And for that, you've got to deal with either the Sheriff's Department of Pennsylvania, or you're going to have to hire a private process server in the area to effectuate that service. Okay? And with COVID, I'm not sure, what the policy might be if they're local counties. So you're going to have to make some phone calls and find all that out.
Okay, so then we're going to have to call I call the sheriff's office of that county and ask them to show them paperwork.
Yeah, that's exactly what you'll do.
So then there should be there should be a call. There should be a record in the Beaver County Sheriff's, like the call log. There should be a record of calling and, calling up the sheriff.
For Alaquippa,
Yes, sir.
that's the city. I'm not sure what the county is, but
What is Beaver County?
Beaver County. All right, well, Beaver County, Pennsylvania. If you can, Google their telephone number and, talk to their civil unit that does the service. I'm not sure how large this of a town this is, but typically they have somebody that does that all day, is serve subpoenas and protection orders. All of that process serving is done by the same unit, and they can tell you how to get them the paperwork and how that should work. If you run into any dead ends, then at that point you'll need to contact a private process server in the area. It's always
less expensive to go through the sheriff's department. And if you want to get an attorney, man, now is the time to do it. Okay? It's a lot easier to have somebody else doing the advocating in a situation where you are directly involved. Okay? So think about that.
Remember, in parts 1 and parts 2, she was claiming that I was already talking to her guy attorney, and that she was telling Kraft and Barnes, and Nina was vouching that they had seen transactions between her male attorney and me. And this is the magistrate telling her that to get an attorney, her not saying, yeah, I have one, because she didn't. But again, this is a hearing to get a temporary restraining order. And everything that you say is, this is, if you're committing perjury, I mean, look at where we're at right now. This is the original ex parte hearing that had to bring me to Denver. And then this part gets really interesting, and you'll hear it for yourselves. But if you guys go back and watch the two previous episodes where John Paul's name is mentioned by Nina, that they're going to get in touch with John Paul and all this stuff. So to sit here and say that John Paul wouldn't, he was already mentioned back in the beginning of January 3rd, 4th, and 5th. This didn't happen until January 14th. Or 13th, rather, January 13th.
Because no one will be here.
I'm not coming in. I'm not going to do
Here it comes.
that. The amount of work it takes to enter this data is incredible when you think about how good computers are nowadays. Because they had to create some type of interface between the court computer, the national database, and then the state law enforcement database. And so it's incredibly difficult. The amount of lines they put on the piece of paper don't match the amount of characters you're allowed on a computer. They have to, when you see those strange abbreviations, it's because they have to consolidate everything down to such a little space on the computer. We really need an update in our software. It's been like that since since I can remember. And it seems like we have the technology now that the government can do better. That's my rant for today.
Yeah, it's like advanced and arcane all at the same time.
Yes, oh, yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
You can, I don't know that I can answer it, but go ahead.
If she doesn't come to the ground, then what happens?
In a civil case, when a party has been properly served and notified, and they don't appear, there is an assumption that they don't object to whatever you are requesting. So, in a small claims case, if you are saying, Mr. Jones owes you $1,000, and for these reasons, and you say A, B, and C. Mr. Jones is served with the paperwork and doesn't come to the hearing. It's assumed that he read it and doesn't object, and therefore you have what's called an uncontested hearing. Okay, there's only one person presenting evidence, so there's no cross-examination, and there's no counterclaim or defense put on. So it's a much faster hearing. And for a permanent protection order, the court has the same standard, and that is by a preponderance of the evidence. That's a much lower standard than beyond a reasonable doubt. That's, everyone understands beyond a reasonable doubt, that's a criminal standard. A preponderance of the evidence just means it's slightly more likely than not that something happened. Okay, so a 51-49 split in the scales of justice. And you will need to prove two things. You will need to prove that by preponderance of the evidence that there were grounds for the issuance of the protection order in the first place, just like you've done today. And that two, if a restraining order had not been put in place, that these similar acts would continue, or some type of acts that were designed to retaliate or intimidate you. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be looking for at the next hearing.
Okay.
But like I said, this protection order is only good once she is served, and if you're having trouble finding her and she has not been served by the next hearing, you can apply for a second protection order. We call that an alias protection order. It just means a second order, and try to serve her for 2 weeks on the second, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
So that's kind of what you're up against. Okay? We'll see you in 2 weeks. Like I said, now's the time to get an attorney if you want to go that route.
Okay, thank you, Your
Okay,
Honor.
all right.
Yeah, not the night before. Okay. So that's going to be rounding up episode 3 of Dirty Hands. I just have something to say to all these, channels that I know watch me, I know record me, download me, and there's a lot of moms out there, and all I have to say is shame on all of you guys, because I know that you know what's going on. I know that you hear this loud and clear, and I will continue to pray for you. I will continue to pray for you because you need prayers. You need prayers because this behavior, this is exactly why you're in the true crime community. You have a true crime channel, so that stuff like this doesn't happen. And so turning and looking away or acting like you didn't see it, you're just lying. And that's fine. You guys take care. Till next time.